Hello everybody, this is a grammar day today, and more specifically it's the conditionals day today. I know it sounds quite threatening, but I'm here to prove to you that you shouldn't be scared of the conditionals because there is a very specific logic that lies beneath them, and if you get that, everything will seem to be much easier. So hello beautiful people, a bit of Freddie Mercury here. So must go on. I'm here for some grammar, and it's time to describe and correlate the conditionals with the wish clauses. Haha, here there is something more that is quite interesting, how similar the conditionals are to the wish clauses, and we're going to show that and prove that in a few seconds, minutes, maybe not seconds. So, the conditionals. Some basic facts before we move further. First thing, there are three main conditionals. Which means that there are more, but the basis of them are three. Everything starts from those three conditionals we're gonna talk about. Second, a conditional is a phrase formed by two sentences. So two pieces, the conditionals are two pieces joined together. The if sentence and the main sentence. Here we can see the if sentence. If she comes, and then we can see the main sentence. We will meet, right? Third fact, when the if sentence is first, I use a comma to separate it from the main sentence. That means that if I want, I can inverse them, start with the main sentence or the if sentence, depending on the speaker's will. So when the if sentence is first, I use a comma to separate it from the main sentence. When the if sentence is second, I never use a comma. You can see the comma here because I have started with the if sentence. There is no such thing in the second because the if sentence follows the main sentence. I hope we're doing fine up to now. Conditionals and supernatural activity. E.T. von Haum. No audience. When I say supernatural activity, I mean that that logic I talked to you about, that is very special, and we meet it in the environment of the conditionals and the wish clauses. And I'm calling it supernatural because it breaks some natural rules and laws. Let's be more specific. That's crazy. What is crazy? First things first, the conditionals use present simple to refer to the present, normal, natural, and future. Present tenses to refer to the future. Okay, to show something real. I want to stress here that in this presentation from now on, every time I use the word real, I refer to something that it happens or it will happen. No question about it. It's real. Okay. Okay, let's get to the second supernatural part. The conditionals use past simple and other seemingly past forms like would and could, and I say seemingly because would and could serve as a past form of will and can, but sometimes they also refer to the present, to refer to the present and future. This is supernatural indeed because I use a past tense to refer to the present and future, like I did with present simple, but there is a very important difference here. That when I do that, I refer this time to something unreal. And from now on, every time I use the word unreal, I refer to something that it doesn't or it won't happen. This is why it's unreal. And the third supernatural element is that there is only one way to refer to the past in the environment of the conditionals. If I want to refer to the past, I can only use the past perfect or the modal perfects in the main sentence. Modal perfects are what the name suggests: a modal, would, and the perfect form, have done, right? And there is something more that is very interesting, that every time I refer to the past, when it comes, I repeat, to the conditionals and the wish sentences, I can only express something unreal. There is nothing, there is no real thing in the past, in the environment of the conditionals and the wish clauses. And as I said previously, when I use the word unreal, it means that something didn't, in this case, because it's in the past, happen. So, what's that logic that lies beneath the conditionals? Present simple to show something that is real in the present or future. Past simple to show something, to refer to something that is unreal in the present or future. And past perfect only to refer to the past. This is the only way to refer to the past, to show something unreal only. The conditionals, the form now. Here there is another very interesting piece of information, because I know that lots of you spend a lot of time trying to memorize the forms and what follows if and what follows the if sentence and so on and so forth. Well, again, here there is some sort of logic which can help you understand rather than memorize. And the logic is the one you can see here. So if you remember the first conditional, which unfortunately or fortunately you have to memorize that, you have to remember, then it's much easier to jump to the second or the third conditional, because what you need to do starting to the first is to move its verbs to the deepest past. Deepest past is the shallow and deep past. Well, I've used this word because if we imagine the time or the line of time, the moment we get into the past part, the shallow past is past simple and the deep past is past perfect, which I call the pastest past. It's the wall on the line of the past. So starting again, let me repeat from the first conditional, and by moving the verbs to the deepest past, I can produce the second and the third conditional in the following way. Let's check the way. So the if sentence, let's start from the first part, that is the if sentence. As we said, I use present simple in the if sentence of the first conditional. Now, what's behind present simple is past simple. And this is how I jump from the first conditional to the second. And what's behind past simple, the deepest past, is past perfect. That is the third conditional. This is as far as the if sentence is concerned. Present simple first, behind present simple is past simple, behind past simple is past perfect. Don't forget the comma if you start with the if sentence. And then let's get to the main sentence. In the main sentence, that means immediately after the comma, in the first conditional, I will meet a modal, that is will or can or may, or an order, an imperative, do this, do that. What's behind will? It's would. And behind can? Could. Right? And behind may? Might. And so on. And what's behind a modal? A modal perfect. So what's the modal perfect? Of would is would have done. Of could have done. And so on and so forth. So in both parts of the conditionals it is enough to move back to the deepest past, right? To jump from the first to the second, and from the second to the third. So let's put things together. Let's join them. So the first conditional is formed like here, like this, if and present simple, and then as we said, a modal or an order. We said that present simple, it's that supernatural activity we described, refers to the present or future, and so something real. It happens or it will happen. So if he comes, we will meet, if I know that if I'm perfectly sure, or we may meet if it's possible. So I've used here two different models to show you the difference. And here is an order, an imperative. If he comes, order, tell him to call me, right? So now I'm going to show you the second. According to what we said, I have to take present simple a step back, so past simple, and the modals step back, will, would, can, could. So here it comes, second conditional, if, and past simple, and will changes into would, can into could, may into might, and so on and so forth. It shows unreal in present or future. We talked about the second supernatural activity, that past simple refers to the present or future, but like present simple does, but the difference is that the first conditional shows something real, while the second something unreal. And last but not least, the third conditional, what's behind past simple is past perfect. What's behind would, a modal, or could, a modal perfect. Would or could have done, as we said. So if I had met her, but I didn't, it didn't happen, right? So unreal. I would have talked to her, but I didn't. Unreal. And some special cases here when it comes to the conditionals. There are more, but here, okay, I just want to refer first to the zero conditional. That is something like a form of the first conditional. It's very simple in its form. It's very simple because I need if, of course, and present simple, and then present simple again. What's the meaning? It shows, I've written here, natural or social reality, or if it's more understandable, a general truth, something that no matter how many times you do it in nature or society, you get the same result. For example, if you freeze water, it becomes ice. That's natural reality, right? If you put water in your freezer 100 times, you get ice. Or that's a natural reality. Social reality, if you break the law, you pay a fine. That's a social reality. For most of the people, I don't know what happens if you're the prime minister, for instance. Unless, that is followed by an affirmative verb, and I'm saying that because unless is a negative word without not. Not is hidden in its meaning. So I can analyze unless like in an if negative sentence. If I don't, if you don't, if he doesn't. So I won't come unless you ask me to. You can see the affirmative verb here can be analyzed in I won't come. Whoops, I missed the apostrophe here. If you don't, negative verb. Very important. And let's get to the wish clauses. The wish clauses are very similar to the conditionals in the form, let's start from that, and use, let's start from the form, because they are formed in two parts, like the conditionals. Remember, I have the if sentence and the main sentence. When it comes to the wish clauses, I have the wish sentence and the main sentence. For example, I wish sentence, I were rich, main sentence. The wish clauses use past simple and past perfect like the conditionals. What does that mean? we have already explained that past simple expresses something unreal in the present and future. Remember, supernatural activity, while past perfect expresses again something unreal in the past. The same logic. As a result of what we said, okay, starting from the first wish, this is, I could say, independent, because there's no past simple or past perfect here. After the wish part, I wish, we have would. Usually there are two different subjects. I wish you would do something, and it shows I'm annoyed by something or somebody and I want that to change. So I wish you would stop shouting. That means that I don't like the fact that you shout. I would like you to stop. Now, if we go to the second, here it appears again. I wish and past simple, I've used together could, because could, as I told you, in grammar books you will see it separately. But could serves as the past form of can. So in my view, that it goes together with past simple, right? So the meaning, as it happens with the second conditional, unreal in the present or future. It doesn't or it won't happen. So he wishes, now he wishes, he had more money now, but he doesn't have it, so unreal in the present. Or I wish I could run now, in general, faster, but I can't, unreal in the present or future. Third wish, past perfect, like the third conditional, meaning like the third conditional, unreal in the past. It didn't happen. I wish I had finished yesterday, but I didn't finish. Or Mary wishes she hadn't left, but she left. She did. I think this is very interesting. So, I guess that's all. I hope you enjoyed it. I think that's a long presentation, but please try to remember that logic. These presentations are based on this little notebook I've made, which I provide my students with for free when they need it. All PowerPoint presentations are based on this. So, see you soon. Have fun. And that's it. Bye bye.